guys, welcome to Dream Boss Rebirth Podcast. It's been a while. So we're on set here, Dougie Fresh. Dougie Fresh is one of the, well, to me, Dougie Fresh knows how to talk to the ladies, know how to get the ladies, and know how to be a real man to the ladies. So let's go talk to him, get some tips on how to go about, having a successful relationship and all of that, and being a man of high value. Dougie Fresh, welcome.
Blessings, boss. How going? You good?
Yeah, man, everything good, man.
Yeah, man, mad thing.
First question, how are you?
I'm good. Can't complain at all because with everything that's going on in the world today, every day I watch news, it's pretty depressing, but at the end of the day, we have life, so we just have to give thanks and make the best of it while we have life. Is it me?
True. So, when I call you on set for the podcast, what do you think was going to happen?
I wasn't sure. I was like, because I've seen some of your previous shows and I've seen other persons that you have spoken to, and I was like, all right. Yeah, man. Okay, just depending on what topic you come with today. But I'm like, anything you come with, ready for it.
Yeah, man, you can't angle it. All right. How would you introduce yourself to the audience?
All right, so guys, I'm Dougie, but my actual name, government name, is Douglas Evelyn. I'm a registered physical therapist. I'm a certified personal trainer. Although I don't really train persons as much anymore, but physical therapy is my thing. So, yeah, that is my main character trait right now.
So how is that going in terms of physical therapy, the career field?
It's going pretty well because I actually work with two of my best friends from physio school, and we have a good business going so far, and it's pretty, cannot complain at all.
All right, that's awesome, bro. All right, so here we want to talk about modern day woman and in the dating market, right? When you hear about modern day woman, what comes to mind?
All right, when I think of the modern day woman, all right.
When
When you say modern day, what exactly mean? Because the thing is, with women, you have no woman. You can't put a standard on women. You can have a wide range of women because you have women according to like Instagram or like social media standards that is very materialistic and all about the flashy clothes, going on trips and all these things. And then you have the real modern women who are actually out there pursuing their careers and making their own money and being independent, and so you have to kind of differentiate.
Let's talk about the latter. So the ones that are out there career-wise making their own money.
Okay.
How do you see most of those females or they function in a relationship? Is it effective than the traditional one that probably not, career-driven, more family-orientated and take care of their man?
Let me tell you, you see the modern women who are about their career and are driven and are ambitious, you legit have to come with your A game. You have to be a real man because those women, once they smell or see any red flags, them gone because they know that they can do better. Before, when women used to depend on men, they basically give in to the bare minimum. It's like, him can take care of my basic needs, all these things. Okay, they'd work with him, and even if they're abusive, they were putting them down and not really supporting their emotional needs or whatever needs they have, they would stay with them because they have much of a choice.
Saying that they have a high standard, meaning that they are more able to select better suitors.
Yes.
But are you seeing they're selecting better suitors? Most of the women that has multiple babies are having it for the same person.
Yeah. The thing is, if they have multiple kids for the same person, hold on.
Like multiple women having babies for the same person. For example, you have 3 baby mothers.
Okay.
You understand?
All right. Okay, I understand what you're saying now. So basically what that does is that it shortens or makes the dating pool or the relationship pool smaller because the high value men are in short supply. So women are like, okay, well, he can take care of all of these. Yes, he has 2 kids already. I want to be with him. And yes, he's a great guy. Hopefully this relationship works because the high value women, they legit look at wanting a family and wanting the relationship to work while they thrive as well. So they want to find a high value man, but because high value men are in short supply, then it creates some kind of problems.
You hit the nail on the head. So is it fair to say that career-driven women, they are basically in abundance compared to high-value men.
Of course.
So basically, high-value men have more leverage to choose the quality of woman that they have.
They do have a good amount of leverage. That's why they have to come with a great personality.
So
as well.
should it be the woman that comes with more to the table for that particular high-value man at least?
Yeah.
You know, he has his life, you know, the money, correct, you know, network, social, everything like
So
that.
yeah, the women definitely have to step up their A game. But the thing is, with the women, there's so many of them that are coming with their A game as well. So
You think so?
yeah, man, trust me.
You're
Like
talking about career, finance, being
yeah, man.
independent. What about
Yeah, man.
but real men don't really go after that, off the bat?
That's the thing. A lot of men are like, oh, most men just look at what they see. They just want to see the nice shape, the pretty face, and then that's it.
Yeah, right, because we don't ask so much.
No, what I'm saying, but in this modern economy and everything, if you want to build a legacy and like generational wealth, and that's something that we as black people we do not do.
Definitely.
We don't build generational wealth. So with the Jews, the Chinese, those persons, marries money. So if the woman from a wealthy family, a man from a wealthy family, they come together and
So you're saying most of Jamaicans they married for love, but not for wealth building.
not even love. They just go off for the superficial.
Yeah.
They just go off for looks. Like, oh yeah man. So why you love your baby mother? Yeah man, you know her bottom big. Like yeah, at the end of the day that can't work because you're her bottom big. But then how do you build assets like that? Because yes, you are financially stable. You are financially thriving. But you could do so much more if you had her added resources as well. That way you can say, okay, we can take care of this, we can live a nice life, but we can also invest.
But Dougie, to be fair enough, most women want to find a man pre-made. They're not building with man anymore. You know. Those type of days done. That's why I said modern day woman.
No, the thing is, modern day women, you know, and as I said, we have the separation.
So they come with high body counts. They come with a lot of, well, not everybody, but most of them come with high body counts so that they're basically experienced and they're ready to settle down and all of that. And, you know, you as a man have to get your stuff together, you know, be smart, be on top of your game and build your wealth. And then she wants to come in and move in with all of that and say, hey, we're a perfect couple.
The thing is, you know, when you talk about like building, like women still build with men, you know, because again, they see the vision. But as I said, the ones who are very superficial, they're just looking at the, oh, go on trips now, spend all of his money, and then she keeps her money to herself. And then at the end of the day, when he's in financial problems or things are strained, she's like, oh, the relationship is in jeopardy, you see me?
Yeah.
So as I said, the high value modern day woman who has her career and has her own money, she's ready to build with the man. Like, okay, you take care of the bills, I take care of the investments, or whatever. We make sure that we pool resources, because at the end of the day, you want your children to be better than you. All
right. So it sounds like you're being between both spectrum, where you meet a girl that she wasn't really building with you, but she was basically now accumulating your resources to your detriment. And you're at a stage now where you're attracting the person that is right for you.
Yeah.
How has that been in past life? You know, because we learn as we grow.
Yeah.
You've been with girls that...
Yeah. The thing is, for my serious relationships, my past serious relationship, it was pretty good. Both of us were building together, and then when the pandemic hit, it took a toll on both of us, where I ended up was out of a job for a few months, and that put a financial stress.
So hold on,
us.
that period of you not working, you know, shine a big light bulb in the relationship where, hey, there's some issue that wasn't addressed.
Yeah, man, because we're both in the same space during this COVID period. It basically showed all the red flags that were there that we had swept under the rug from before. And the thing is, I didn't deal with the pandemic well. Because like during that time, like I was depressed. As I said, I wasn't working, because you know, when being a man, you're supposed to be the provider and all of these things. So when that was shaky, when that was started being shaky, I personally like went through a lot. So yes, she was very supportive and there to hold us down during that time. Because as I said, when you have women who are building money and they have their own money, they can hold it down in case of emergency, and they do their part. But the thing is, because I was going through so much mentally, And it was such a huge strain on her as well, as in to deal with me in that state. It was rough, and hence why it didn't work out.
Sorry, so you're attributing that breakup on your end?
Yeah, man. As in, like most men like, yo, you know, say, rate it and woman this and woman that. Like, no. As in, as men, we need to be more responsible and take check of ourselves and make sure that we know that where we go wrong.
So this is you being accountable?
Yeah, man. Pretty
100%.
much. Yeah, 100% accountable.
Alright. That's some of the trade of women lot though. But when you say with the pandemic, I mean, most person they either start relationship during the pandemic or in a lot of relationship ended during the pandemic. Because it said it highlighted a lot of swept on the discussion or personality trait between your partner that wasn't discussed.
Yeah.
Most of it would lie under what? Finance?
Finance, emotional, because the thing is with the pandemic, a lot of people did lose their jobs, their source of income reduced dramatically, as well as being in a closed space, not being able to go out.
What do you mean closed space? Like you get up every day, you see her in your face,
like
she's always there breathing.
Think about it. When you normal relationship nowadays, you wake up in the morning, both of you go to work, and then you come back in the night, in about 9, 10 o'clock, and then you interact with each other, then you go to bed and get ready for the work the next day.
That's a good relationship. Space.
No. It's just reality. Not even like a good relationship, but space. So when you're now going from spending 10 hours or the 24 hours together to now spending 24 hours in each other's space all the time, it's like, you're like, damn, like, wow. And if you're not used to that as well, it takes a lot of getting adjusted to.
Even though you were living together?
Even though you're living together, yeah.
Shit. All right. Should men date a men aged 30 and 40? Should they date younger women?
All right. So, it depends what you're looking for. Because, again, if you're looking to build generational wealth and looking to propel yourself further, especially if you're in your 30s and your 40s, you have to be thinking about the future. When you're in your 20s, you can think about, you just want the pretty girl, a nice girl, and live the fast life and all these things. But then when you're in the 30s and 40s, a 20-year-old girl that is basically figuring out life, she's fresh, all these things. Even in fact, if she go to the States, she can't even drink till she's 21. So, and a lot of men that I find, like, especially like in my age group, they look for like the 25-year-old girls and to date them, but who they end up marrying. Women in their own age group or a little bit younger.
They date them for the fun?
They date them for the fun. Like the young girls are for fun, but then for the foundation, they date girls closer to their age. So it's like, okay, 25-year-old girl, yeah man, fun, but then when they look at it, okay, I'm 33 now, I'm 34 now, after looking for actual marriage, you find a 30-year-old.
So normally, there's no problem with dating younger, but they don't date to marry.
They don't date to marry, no. They date
explore.
To have fun and to explore, as you say.
And at the same time, those females at that age group, they're looking for older for the experience also. That
they're looking for the financial stability. Because, and not necessarily the experience there that's like, oh, yeah man, older man, he's more established, he'll have more money, can spend. Because if you are 20, if you think like when we were at UA, we were basically making the bare minimum and all these things. Versus if we look at us now with like how we've grown and we're more financially established.
Yeah, settling in our own.
So, exactly, so we're more settled. So you're able to spend more and do things. Because for a 21-year-old girl, you buy her Bridgets. She worship the ground you walk on. You buy Bridgets for a 30-year-old woman, she'll be like, okay, thank you.
What about men that probably don't have the luxury of the networking to experience serious or a real platonic relationship within their age group of 20 going up. So when they're at the 30 now, that's when their eye open and they say, all right, I have finance, I have access, I'll date a younger girl for that type of lifestyle.
Yeah, they compensate. They definitely compensate for that because they're like, oh, when I was 20, I couldn't get the girls my age because they wanted the money men. Like even when I was at UA, I remember in like the first week of school, you used to see so BMW, Benzes, Prados park up on the halls because why? They're like, oh, the young girls come in, and there's nothing more hilarious because you'll have the girls that come from like country, like St. Elizabeth, them brown, them pretty, them shape good, all these things. But guess what? They don't know that them hot. Versus the uptown girls who been on the scene or been on the circuit, been dating around, and these men know that, okay, I've dated already, so that's fine. But when they meet these country girls who have not been exposed, and the thing is, you can carry them to the movies.
I thought, wow.
And they're like, wow, like tutti frutti. Everyone was like, you carry them, go ribbies, you carry them on, in fact, you carry them on a one loose cannon boat ride, and their minds are blown because they're not used to it. They're used to fishing boats, and here you are partying on a yacht. So their minds are blown.
That's the exposure, 24/7 party.
Exactly. So it's a whole new world for them. So as a young student, a young youth going to school, you can't compete with that. You cannot. So you're like, okay, so you probably find some persons who are more modest and have more like values, because at the end of the day, morals are the most expensive thing that you can own.
Say it again?
Morals are the most expensive thing that you can own, because if you find somebody who has a lot of morals with them and they don't really care about that flashy life and all of that entertainment, and you can build with that person, those are the relationships that you'll see that will last for 80, 50 years until we're 80 years old, so we're together the same way. Versus those short-term relationships that happen when we throw our morals aside and we're like, oh, yeah, man, he's married, but you want to enjoy this life. That is the kind of issues that you have with that.
Is there a ceiling rate for women, their peak value?
Their peak value?
A hot 20-year-old will get all the attention, but once you reach like 30, 35 years about, should still garner attention, because once there's availability for sex or access for sex, a man is always going to be there. But that type of selectiveness that she had at her disposal won't be there, as you know.
The thing is, unfortunately for women, because their biological clock starts ticking, because with men, we never stop producing fertile sperm.
Yeah, we get better with age.
No, the thing is, we get better with age, and also we never stop producing fertile sperm. Women, they're born with all the eggs that they ever have in their life, they're born with it. So the eggs run out by the time they hit like 35, 40. You see me? So when they reach 40 now and the eggs run out. Like, so they actually have a window, and because a lot of them, because they focus on their careers and things like that, their fertility window closes. Because again, they want a better life for themselves, not to be dependent on anybody. So with that happening now, with that window closing, they have to make sure that they find a suitable partner that they can live their life with. And that's if they want children. If they don't want children, then...
Would you say based on biology, that is why women are more sexually experienced at an early age than most men of similar age? Because there's just this innate biology that you need to get out there, find the best suitor,
you need to reproduce,
and get all of the experience you need.
Based on biology, yes, but based on sociology, women are taught that, hey, sex isn't for you, sex is just to reproduce. You're not supposed to enjoy it. You're not supposed to be out there.
Before or no? Because I don't think that's the one for no.
No, it's still there, because the aunties, the moms, the parents, and even when if something happens and a girl's sex tape leaks, she will lose her job, all these things, and she'll be victimized and demonized, even though she's a big woman. But if a man's sex tape leak, yo, my G, man, bless up yourself. But see you we'll see you doing it. But even though society might say, man, women are more liberated sexually or whatever, anything like that happens, then there's significant consequences for that.
Yeah, cool. How to vet a partner?
How to vet a partner? Okay, so I once learned from a cousin is that you never put all your chips on the table at the same time. If you have money, act like you're struggling or you're okay.
They said they need a COVID test.
Yep, they need a COVID test, because you need to Because the thing is, if you use cheddar as a bait, you recruit a rat. So I remember when, again, going back to when we were at UA and at college, we never have no money, but what we had, we worked out at the gym, we played sports, so we had body, we had chest, we had abs. So that was our thing. We used to just walk up and down, as breeze blow, shirt gone. And then women used to see that and be attracted to that because that is what we had to work with.
Yeah, that's our currency back
then. That was our currency, but that was our wealth back then, our physical health and our physical attributes. So when you're dating somebody and like she sees like, wow, you have a great body, whatever, she's that naturally attracted. A woman, no matter what them say about dad bod and all of these things that I don't care about physical appearance, women naturally will see a man with a great body and instantly be attracted. Will she take it further? Will she try and pursue him? It depends. But because depends on what they're looking for. They're looking for a financially stable partner, somebody that will help take care of them. That is what they will focus on. They'll focus on the money man, and the money man normally has a dad bod or drives a fancy car, whatever. But if you put a man with a dad bod, a fat man, and a man with a great physique side by
without
side,
telling the background
without telling them the background, they're going to choose the man with the great body every single time.
Yeah, that's why most of the time, the bonner man is always the gardener.
No, man. That is what we're seeing media and in cinema.
Yeah,
in real life, the bonner man them is always the gym instructors, the neighbor, like especially with all these apartment complexes being built up.
Shit.
With all of them being built up, you will legit hear when your neighbor I get some proper service in the night time. So you with all this, exactly, like neighbors banging on them because guess what? Because all these apartments and how these complexes are being built, these high-rise buildings, you will legit hear. So if you hear every night your neighbor getting properly serviced, you'll be like, Jaja. Something not go on. And when you are there with your husband or your partner and nothing not go on, you're going to be like, you know what, let me go check out what's going on at number 36. And then you see him and you're like, no man, but I'm going good man.
Then again, in probably drive a night scare too.
Not even that, no, because of the watching.
Alright, so we'll talk about the apartment building now. So the apartment, everything is heard.
Yeah man, everything is heard because
the cussing,
the sex, everything you're hearing, everything. So with that, the bonner man could be the next door neighbor or someone that lives in your complex, and that's also easy access. Because as soon as your partner leaves for work or their partner leaves, you can regulate the schedules as that. Also, as I said, the neighbors, the personal trainers, and that is why so many people are intimidated by the personal trainers, because if you have your partner and she goes to the gym to work out and you are a fat, slobby, not giving her good sex at night time, and then she goes to the gym and she sees the epitome of male performance every single day, you're going to feel very insecure. And a lot of the times, the trainers, they're focused on making their money and not even on having sex with their
But they
clients.
get advances.
But if a woman pushes herself until and keeps on doing it repeatedly,
Naturally.
after a while, if you don't have a strong resolve, you're going to say, all right, and work with it. But that's
so most men are losing their wives and girls even at the gym.
they're not losing them, because at the end of the day, the person that they're cheating with, they know that there's no future there. So that is why the person who they've decided to settle down with and have children with and build a family with, they'll stay with that person. But it's like your weekend house or for recreation. So that is why you have a lot of infidelity going on, because even Jamaica has one of the highest rates of paternity fraud in the world. Like 1 in 3 is a jacket. You see me? So if there are 3 people in the room, one of us could possibly have a jacket based on statistics.
That's why I'm glad me have good genes for sure futures.
And the thing is with nowadays, because genetic testing is more readily available, you will have those issues slightly decreasing. But then again, not everyone, because some men are just so happy to have a child, they're not going to bother even doing the genetic testing, even though the child doesn't have your features.
Yeah, so maybe he will grow into his features.
Yeah, man. Like, the ears will come, man. Yeah, man. Him have dimples now, but when him get old, him will get the dimple, man.
All right, what's the difference between simping and a real man?
Simping. Okay. Simping is when you are head over heels for a girl and it's not being reciprocated. Like, you love her more than she loves you. And you're going to do anything in your power for this person, and so you're going to do anything in your power for this person.
It's not reciprocated.
And it's not being reciprocated. They don't appreciate. They're like, oh,
both
thanks.
male and female.
Both male and female, like, oh, thanks, babe, whatever. And then they just take it and gone. Versus being a real man is like when you do things for the woman and she fully appreciates it and she reciprocates as well. And it's not just, a lot of people are like, oh, you give her things, you take care of her, so she just gives you sex. No, it's a matter of, because men have love languages as well, you know. Because
let's talk about that. Explore that.
Because out of, like, even like Valentine's Day, the other day, a lot of men were like, oh, we're tired to get sex as our Valentine's Day gift. When a woman is really interested in you, they will actually go out of their way.
So you can know when a woman actually into you.
Yeah, man, because based on how she thinks about you and how she shows her appreciation. If sex is the only way she can show appreciation, she really not into you like that.
Or she's not thinking of.
She's not thinking of you, as in there's no emotional connection to you, because like, oh yeah, man, I know he wants sex, so you know.
Even though you're having sex, there's no emotional connection.
Exactly. So the thing is, if she gives you chocolate, she buys you, even if she buys you flowers, just to show that she is thinking about you and she cares about you. If she knows that spending time is your love language, if you love spending time with her, she'll make the effort to spend time with her, especially if she's a busy person. If she knows that you like being pampered, she'll like, you know what? Let me act of service. Exactly. She's going to do things, make your job a bit easier. You know what? Let me treat him to a massage. If she can't do it herself, let me pay for like a couple's massage or whatever, so that you can get pampered. Just show her appreciation. So it just depends on what you know that you like, genuinely.
So there's a spike in every relationship where you start off going uphill, right? And then you plateau. They said like the honeymoon phase is all over now. You started to see certain mass unfold, both partners expressing different challenges. How important it is to have complicated or challenging conversation even before situation start to get rough. But most person, they meet the girl, they never challenge them. She never challenge him for certain angle certain things. And then when stuff hit the fan, basically everybody lose their mind.
Let me tell you, you see, like I tell persons at the gym or even in my patients in physical therapy, struggle builds strength. So if you do not struggle, you'll never know how strong you truly are. And when you have those different kind of situations that you and your partner go through, if everything is happy-go-lucky all the time and you never have any struggles, then
the facade.
It's going to basically set yourself up, as you say, for failure. So if you know that this person can be with you in the hard times, and a lot of the times men are afraid to be vulnerable. So the thing is, if you're vulnerable, if you realize that, yeah, man, after a certain amount of time in the relationship, you decide to, okay, you're going to be vulnerable with this woman and you see how she responds to that, then that is how you can definitely know that, okay, this woman can handle struggles and things like that.
Yeah, true. Can women handle struggle, certain struggle?
Yeah.
Because we're in a society now we say that struggle of now work out. You understand?
Yeah. So with women deal with a lot, because if you think about it, even having a period and going to work out, they still go through this every single month for a certain amount of days, and they still do their best and are pretty good at what they do. And this is with all the changes, the pain, the cramps, everything. So women are used to going through things and making the best of it and excelling as well. So even though they may say, oh, they don't want any struggle life, because they've been they've been gone through struggles, so they're like, when is my time to enjoy life and to be happy and to not struggle anymore. So that is their. So when they say they're tired of the struggle life or they're not up for the struggle life, it's because they've been through it enough, so they want their prosperity.
Okay. All right. So, is marriage on your horizon?
Yeah, man. Because as I've told persons, I am a monogamous person. Like I like the idea of monogamy because when you're out there in the streets, trust me, the streets are grimy. The streets are grimy, and when you interact with women, when you're in the streets, you realize how grimy the streets are from all different directions. Because even like a lot of these married men are into real estate because them build apartment in all of these women's DMs, them living at them women's DM. Right?
You catch me off guard.
Yeah, that's what you know. Yeah, man, them build apartment in this girl DMs and living there, and you're like, who do you look up to? Because when you look at these men and think that they're successful men, and you're like, you know what, I want to be like that man.
Yeah.
But then you realize that this man has his wife, his kids, everything is gold as it looks. But then he have an apartment in a random girl DMs that can't really do much for him, but he's there talking to her and carrying on dates, and you're like, who do you really look up to? So at the end of the day, you have to just put your blinders on and just focus on what you want out of life.
Oh, so you're saying that it's really hard to find man of standard basically because they might look the part, but when they really check the profile,
yeah, man. Because a lot of these high-profile men, or high-value men, these are high-value men. They're valuable to a point because at the end of the day, yes, they may have the riches, they may have the body, they may have personality, the charisma and everything, but at the end of the day, you see them at different social gatherings, but you see them at ribbies, jangles, everywhere with the young girl them, and you know say them and give them wife bun, but yes, these are high-value men. And people are like, oh yeah man, I want to be like that when I grow up. But at the end of the day, they're high value when it comes to on paper, but when it comes to actual like emotion and all these things, they're low value men. No, they're low value men.
Oh, low. Because it's better to have 75% of each.
Yeah man, it's better to be a good man, good values, a good provider, all of these things, and loyal, because if you are out there in these streets and then it causes drama in the relationship, because eventually one of these little side chicks go and lose them place and decide that, oh, them going to come to your wife and all these things. And a lot of women, they know that the men are, they know that them out there doing them thing, but because he provides, they put up with it. But then when the disrespect comes in, that is when there's major conflict.
Well, yeah, you hit the nail upon the head. So, fitness. The fitness community, how has that helped to shape your focus in terms of experience, seeing the real world of what is happening, and help you to basically navigate the person you want to be?
All right, so the thing is with fitness, there's no shortcut. So and especially nowadays with a lot of persons that are getting body modifications and all these things, even if you get your body done, you still have to go to the gym to maintain it. So fitness shows that even if you get a good start in life or you do have an advantage, you still have to work hard in order to truly flourish and to make the best of whatever opportunities you're given. So as someone who came up like lower middle class and had to work for everything that I've had, it is the fitness industry and the fitness life has shown you that anything you want in life, you have to work for. So if you want to have abs, you have to have a low body fat percentage, and how you do that, you have to eat properly and exercise. If you want to be strong, you have to put in the work consistently by lifting heavy weights consistently in order to get stronger. So if you want to be better financially, what do you have to do? You have to work on yourself, develop your own skills, and then you work at that consistently so you can be better financially. If you want to be better emotionally, you have to read books, because whatever you read is what you become. So if you read books that talk about, okay, getting to know your true self and really mentally advancing yourself. That helps with your mental stability and mental progress as well. So you just have to, everything that you do in life, you have to put in the work.
So you extrapolate discipline and consistency
Discipline.
from fitness
Because
to other areas.
Because the thing is, people are like, oh yeah man, I'm motivated to work out. Yeah man, motivation. Yeah man, fully motivated. Motivation can change at any point in time because
it's a dopamine rush.
yeah man, because the thing is, anything can happen and you don't feel motivated anymore because, again, when we're at UA and want girls to look at us and get girl, you go work out and you go gym. You find a good woman, what you do? You stop workout. You stop workout because you no longer
attract her.
Yeah, exactly.
Instead of keeping it, you stop.
Exactly, and that goes for both men and women.
Yeah.
So that motivation, it depends if your motivation is like, you know what, I want to drive a BMW. You work hard, and then you get a BMW, and then you're like, okay, take your foot off of the pedal, and you just want to be able to maintain having the BMW. But then you don't realize that, if something happens to the BMW, how you going to buy back another one or whatever. So discipline is the main thing that you need to have instead of motivation, because once you're disciplined, no matter what happens, you will still be doing what you need to do to get things done.
Yeah, well said. Dougie, we must address this. You have a major crush on a celebrity that everybody knows. Where did that come from?
All right, so I'll take off the glasses for this one.
My eyes.
Tell me what you see.
Right, go ahead.
All right, so from I've known myself, I've always liked plus size women. I just like the body form, I like the comfort, especially the self-confidence that comes with it, because society is always saying that, you're too fat, you can't wear this, you can't do that, all of these things. So to see someone with that body structure overcome all of these social pressures and excel, oh gosh man, greatest thing in life. So yes, at one point I did have a major celebrity crush on Miss Kitty. Big up yourself and inspire there. You see me? And
you had a date with her?
Yeah man, I had a date with her. She had a Valentine's promotion where if you wrote a poem and she selected it, you could go on a date with her. And
so you wrote a poem?
Yeah man.
And she was like, this man know how to
you
put
see, the
words.
thing is, I grew up short and stout, Michael Teapot.
Yeah.
So you see, growing up short and fat, I had to develop skills to make myself more appealing to women. Mind you, it never worked, but at least I had the skills. So, like, writing poetry was something that I was always good at. So, when I wrote the poem and, I got in fact, I didn't even get the call. All of a sudden, one day I was at Express, where I used to work, and I heard some commotion going on outside. And
they pop up on you?
Yeah, man, they pop up on me.
Give us one line of the poem, if you can recall, or any line that stands out to you.
A chocolate king deserves a chocolate queen, because Cadbury was one of the sponsors. So when I looked on the sponsors, I was like, okay, how can I tie in the sponsors with this poem to make it romantic and nice? You see me? So I remember that was, I think, the opening line, a chocolate king deserves a chocolate queen. And I was just like, yeah man, so that covers Cadbury right there. Boom.
Right, cool, you deal with them.
You see me? So yeah. So with that, and then when they popped up and went to dinner and all these things, and she dropped back
Who
at
paid?
work.
She paid?
No man, it was sponsored. It was sponsored, yeah. So it was a promotion for the company. So yeah, so it was sponsored and everything. So, but it was lovely, as we had a great conversation, especially because she was also at UA pursuing her law degree at the time. And before that date, actually, I actually met her when she was studying, because she used to study late nights on campus.
You met her on campus?
Yeah, man, because she works really hard in all aspects of her life.
So probably that's why she chose her.
She didn't. No, she didn't know, as in because it was even though she chose, she didn't see the name. She didn't put a face to the name.
It's just a poem itself.
Yeah, just the poem itself.
Brilliant.
Yeah, man, brilliant. tell you, one of my greatest works. You see me? So, because of that, like I met her when she was studying on campus, and I had like a brief conversation. I was like, yeah, I really admire you, and all these things. I was like, yeah, man. So I had a nice conversation, and then after we went on a date, afterwards, she needed a trainer, and I was a personal trainer, so I started training her, and really jumpstarted her move into fitness and
what we're seeing now.
Yeah, to what we're seeing now. And even as a physical therapist, I've treated her for whatever issues may pop up. So it's like, so it's been a very great friendship and professional relationship. Because people are like, so Dougie, so anything they go on? I'm like, no, it's like strictly professional, but I now have a friend and a great professional contact as well.
Excellent.
Because a lot of men, what they focus on,
they
just focus
Yeah.
on, oh yeah man, more relationship, more get peace and all of them things there. And that is what is the downfall of many men. They don't focus on building up themselves and look at the big picture. Because when you make good professional contacts with women, imagine you go for a job interview and you walk up on a girl that is the interviewer and she was on a one-night stand and you never call her again. You know you're not getting that job. You know you're not getting that job. Or even if she moves in certain circles and things like that, when it's like, oh, and she's like, oh yeah, man, that guy is trash. You're going to be excluded from a lot of conversations and opportunities by your previous sexual history and how you behave. Being out there in the world, you can't even say that, okay, yes, you're out there, but it's your behavior as well. So if you do have a one-night stand with somebody, at least be polite and be courteous about it. Don't be like, oh, let me just ghost her. Let me not talk to her anymore. No, you maintain a friendship or a relationship with the person, even though you went to take sex off the table. So yeah, you just have to make sure that you live good with like old people used to say, make sure you live good with everybody. Whether it's a one-night stand, a sneaky link, an ex, or whatever, make sure you live good with everybody as best as possible.
Right. Final question. Body count. What's the limit for you? If you should know though.
Alright, so my mother always told me in life, don't ask questions you don't want the answer to. So for me, body count, it can carry a lot of problems because it comes with insecurities. However, body count can also be a blessing because if she has had experiences with different kinds of persons, hopefully she would have learned from these different experiences. Hopefully. Yeah. Because it depends on the person. Some people just daddy in all of their relationships. So they could have been with 10 men, they're daddy with all 10 men. So they have gained no experience from that versus someone who learns from different experiences. So when you are with them now, you're like, oh, so she bad? Yeah. And you can also learn new things with that person and move forward.
So what's the number?
A number, all right, it depends on the person's age. Because if you're in your 20s and your body count is higher than your age, boy, it's
sticky.
It's kind of sticky, but I would never, and that's why you ask body count late. You don't ask it. That's not a first date question. Definitely not a first date question. You ask if the conversation comes up, hopefully it comes up later on because if I genuinely
already in the
because if I already have a strong connection with this person, love this person or whatever, and them tell me, say Dougie boy, when I was younger, they kind of I got
Nehemiah.
No, brother, I don't want no name bad man. I don't want no names because yeah man. But so if they tell me like afterwards and I'm like, okay, what I already love you, then that's fine. It could have been 100 man. Like Dexter have to say, even if that's 6 man go there, guess who makes 7? That's okay because again at the end of the day I already love you and we already have that connection.
Yeah, the connection.
And the thing is,
but hopefully that person have learned and changed.
Yeah, and change. Yeah, man. They would have changed their ways or whatever. But the thing is too, you see, if she tell me that, oh, you know, you're in the top 5, or you're the best partner I've ever had, or you can even like see it like based on like how they interact with you and you're like, you're the best partner I've ever had. You're like, all right, if you've been with 3 men and I'm the best person you've ever had, that's not really an accomplishment, you see me? But if you've been with like 20, 30 man and you're like, yo, you know, you're the best man I've ever
That's
been
an
with.
accomplishment?
Of course. Because if you look
Boy,
at
you're rough.
no, but if you look at
Yo.
Usain Bolt,
bro.
if you look at Usain Bolt,
Yeah.
Usain Bolt is the fastest man in the world. He's not the fastest man in Jamaica, you know. He's not the fastest man at his old high school. He's not the fastest man in Kingston 6'10", whatever.
Yeah.
He's the fastest man in the world, fam. You know how many millions of men in the world there are. And at the Olympics, and he did this for like 3 years consecutively. So that is, so even to qualify for the Olympics is like 64 people that qualify for the first round.
So you extrapolate that Usain Bolt achievement in beating many competitors worldwide to women and high body count.
Because the thing is, if she has had a high body count and I am the best ever she has had,
You hear what I'm saying?
that means that I am exceptional.
You're exceptional.
I am great.
So lad, you just mean like you're just passing by and should just compliment you, say you're one of the best, not to be the last guy standing in that.
No, the thing is, you know, I aim, like in all honesty, I aim to be the best and the last. So if your body count was 100 before me,
she can park right there.
she stopping at 101.
I know, so you're the man.
Exactly, because I am going to be the best and the last. So it's like,
and be your child, marriage, everything.
exactly. Yeah, man, and no problem. If it's 5 man, if she's been with 5 persons before, that's fine. I still want to be.
But if it's 5, that's like rookie numbers.
Even if it's rookie numbers, I can still work with 5 because of the experience that I have acquired as well. So because when you look at, again, another point, I have a cousin that he was telling me that the sign of a real man is not how many one-night stands he has. Because you could have 99 one-night stands, but ask how many repeat persons he has. Because if you had a one-night stand with that person and you call them back next week and it's like, hey, what's up? You want to link up? And she's like, no, man, I'm busy, whatever. That means you didn't do a good job. But if you are a great man and you call anybody from, any exes from, or any past person from 19, how long? And you're like, hey, stranger, my mind around, how are you doing? Oh, yeah, we should meet up for lunch. They're like, yeah, man, definitely, because you did a great job with that person. So it's not about just doing something once, it's doing something repeatedly. Again, Usain Bolt is one of my idols. Usain Bolt didn't win 1 gold medal at the Olympics. He won 3. So he did this repeatedly. He didn't just do it one time. If you do it one time, that can be a fluke. But when you do it repeatedly, that means that you are great. Because the difference between an amateur and a professional, an amateur does something enough times that they get it right. A professional does something enough times that they can't get it wrong. So with that, if a girl has a low body count, I can work with her. If she has a high body count, I can work with her. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter to me. You
reach that level in life.
Yes, you reach that level in life. And as the book of Shenseea, chapter 3, verse 16 said, don't worry about the body count, just make your body count. Greatest words in life. Yeah, man, just make your body count. Like, make sure you count. Don't worry about anybody else, just make sure you count.
Fantastic. There you have it. Yeah. Final word to the ladies.
Final word to the ladies. All right, let me put them up, man. That's it. All right, so ladies, keep working on you. Keep on being the best version of yourself that you can be. And the right man will come along and you both will be great together. Don't look to find a man that will help you achieve greatness, but achieve greatness by yourself and then just flourish with that person.
And share greatness.
And to share greatness.
You think them supposed to like, share,
so, like, share, subscribe, share with all of your friends and make sure that they're like, wow, this youth, it's good to hear because a lot of these podcasts, a lot of them are very misogynistic and toxic
And one-dimensional.
and one-dimensional, whatever. It's different because, like what I've seen with your platform, you have different persons speaking with different views, and we definitely need more refreshing podcasts like this, so people can help to elevate themselves mentally. Because what you see and what you read and what you consume is what you become.
Right.
So yeah, man. So guys, if you want to see more great content like this, I would say click like, share, subscribe. Boom.
Okay, one more question. What you want your legacy to be?
All right, what I want my legacy to be? Just to leave the world better than when I was born. And that can pertain to me as a physical therapist in terms of rehabbing persons, making persons' quality of life better, in terms of relationships, making sure that whenever I have children, that they know that they had a great father and that they can aspire to be just like me, and that they can achieve greatness and they can set the foundation, because generational wealth doesn't only have to be financial wealth. It can also be spiritual wealth, mental wealth, and just emotional wealth. Just be better people, because in the world right now we just need people to be better people.
Right,
Yeah.
facts.
And that's what I want my legacy to be, to have a generation of persons, or to create generations of persons who are great.
Shout out to Physio.
Yeah, man, shout out to Physio Planet. Yes, we're located at the Big Now building in Halfway Tree, at the corner of Maxfield Avenue and Hagley Park Road. So just can follow us at Instagram, Physio Planet. And also, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's at BodyByDougieJA or at DAnthonyE on Instagram as well.
All right. So guys, there you have it. Another exciting episode, different, original, unique, right? So just keep in tune. We're gonna have other exceptional guests right here. Let's lock in. All right. See you on the next one.
All right, peace.
Palpatine protection.